Well, in the immortal words of Barbara Wawa, this is 2020. Welcome to the 2020 race season. We are underway. Stock Eliminator qualifying session number 1. Speaking of number 1, there was a rumor last night at the dinner table that a gentleman down in Houma, Louisiana is going to the top. That's what he said. He told us that. He wouldn't lie to me. Sammy Lusko comes wheeling in. Late stock automatic, Mopar truck. Ronnie Charles. Little V6 Malibu. Should be quick. See what density altitude says it is right now as we're getting started. According to my unofficial air density online, we are at 894 feet below. Yeah, it'll work. Comes down in the first pair of cars headed down to the other end of the racetrack. Everything up a few months down the road, but for now, it's all about getting the 2020 season started. 27 at $1.14 for Sammy. Charnes goes cruising through easily at 88 miles an hour on a 14:39 pass. The Mustang versus Corvette. Pair comes rolling in next. Vern Buchanan got the 351 Mustang tucked away in G-Stock automatic this weekend. Sammy Pizzolato's G-Stock automatic, 427 Corvette here on the left. 1030 and 128 for Sammy. 1101 at 111 miles an hour. Lots of ones there for Mr. Buchanan. Didn't know to go around our 2 on race day. The late model Camaro comes rolling in next. Sam Peugeot. Sam, a ripe young age of 80. Showed me that on his tech card yesterday. Said, can you believe it? I said, yep. He's looking to go put this Camaro back in the winner's circle again. He's done it before. Tim Ames up on the right, the E-Stick 340. Mopar machine. Sidesteps the clutch. Peugeot reaches for the sky. We are side by side down the racetrack. Sammy goes cruising through 10 flat at 132 out of his A-Stock automatic entry. 1062 for Ames. He works the 4-speed machine down track at 123 miles an hour. Young Mr. Galbraith started the year off last year. Final round appearance in a heads-up in-stock automatic battle. He'd like to do the same thing here this weekend. Young man out of Indiana, coming down from Circle City, pulls in alongside Will Hale. Hale wheeling and dealing his Camaro up on the right-hand side. Super Street needs you to the lanes now, please. Super Street, your turn to come on down. The Camaro cruises through 1129 at 113, 1211. 94 miles an hour for Logan in that Pontiac. As the Ford Mustang comes rolling in next. Over here on the left-hand side, the 352 combination of Billy Dyer. Another Division III competitor. Making a toe down, soak up a little sun. Get away from the cold and the snow. It pulls in alongside Miss Jane. Lady Jane Braswell up on the right-hand side. A little mouse motor. Chevy Camaro there on the right-hand side. 003 light for Jane. 002 for Billy. I'd say they were standing in the right line for coffee this morning. They got their caffeine. 1105 at 110 and 1105 at 118. Jane cruises through in her Camaro. And the young lady We'll see you again here in a little bit. Dempsey Pendarvis. Challenger comes rolling in on the left-hand side. .1021 at 129, the Camaro there on the right-hand side. 11:29 off the throttle for Dempsey down at the other end. He cruises through at 80 miles an hour. The Firebird comes rolling in next. Pat Courts, L-Stock automatic machine. Speedy Pete's, little Chevy Nova. They're on the right-hand side. Mississippi-based machine. Comes rolling in, and off he goes. A little quick to the gun, leaving before the tree's activated. Should still get some numbers down at the other end. Goes cruising through, 12:22 at 108, 12:01 for Courts. He takes the Pontiac down to the other end of the racetrack. Damian Acosta. Bud out of Dr. Phil's racing stable. Jacob Pitt over there on the right-hand side. Jacob doing a little car borrowing this weekend. His wasn't quite ready. Damian cruises through 11:04 to 101. Jacob, 11:48 at 108 miles an hour. Ronnie Charnes leading the pack right now. 110 under the index unofficially. Tim Ames at 102. Sam Pouchot at 99 under. Vern Buchanan 98 under. Scott Gove comes rolling in out of Dennisville, Maine. Beautiful. AA stock automatic, big block, 69 Camaro. Whew. Beautiful race car. Pulls in alongside Miss Rachel. Michelle T-Bear over there on the right-hand side. Gove down at the other end of the racetrack. How about a 975 at 134 miles an hour? You want some? Yeah, come and get it. 1181 at 110. Billy Basham's have stock automatic, little two-door post Chevy Nova. Run alongside Michael Bulrus, the G-Stock automatic. Hot Rod over there on the right. 1119 at 103 for Michael. 1097, 117 for Basham. Super Street, need you to lanes, please. Super Street, need our 1090 cars to the lanes. Super Street. Need you to the lanes, please. Come on down Super Street. Do need you to the lanes, please. And it looks like it's going to be a single for Bryce Grenier over on the left-hand side. As the Merc wagon appears to be having some issues. See if they can get a fire built underneath it again. Meanwhile, 1,320 feet away, Bryce steps off the throttle, cruises across the finish line at 96 miles an hour and a 1060 pass. Again, stock eliminator. If you're not in the lanes, you're late. Super Street needs you now. Super Street, need you to the lanes, please. Super Street, come on down. 1090 cars need you to the lanes, please. So it looks like the wagon going to be ushered backwards. This is his opportunity for his time run here in this qualifying session. We got a couple more schedules, so he'll be back. A little old school, new school. How do you like your Mopar Challengers? Yeah, stock automatic version. Woody Gary on the left, or Jeff Teutons. Hot rod over on the right-hand side. Mr. Jeff last night said he was going to put it in the number one spot. Well, he's going to have to go 110 under the index. Super Street, need you to the lanes, please. Super Street, 1090 cars, need you to the lanes, please. Super Street, to the lanes, please. Don't forget chapel service. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., Pinside Grandstands. Sunday morning as well. Chapel service, 8 a.m., Pinside Grandstands. Challengers a pair. The old, the new. I tell you what, Warren, I'll be nice. You can have your pick, I'll take the other. You want the new school? That's fine with me, I'll take the old one. Just nothing quite like a 1970 426 Hemi Challenger. Woody off and running, so Sir Jeff. Teuton not yet entered into the system. 1016 at 129, he goes cruising through. How about the old school car? 1 minute. 996 at 133 miles an hour as they both hustle their way down track. Woody Gary at 103 under the index moves him up to number 2. Ronnie Charnes, little V-Stock automatic. Malibu still leading the pack unofficially at 110 under the index. Connor Stadler comes rolling in alongside Wes Neely. Neely clan going to the finals last week over in South Georgia Motorsports Park, albeit in super gas competition, if I remember correctly. Stadler off and running. Bobby Brandon's big block Camaro hustling through 1020 at 129 miles an hour, 1146 for Wes Neely at 114. Ronnie Charnes, Woody Gary, Tim Ames, Sam Puccio, Vern Buchanan, unofficially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Super Street needs you to the lanes, please. Super Street needing you to the lanes, please. Bobby Brandon comes rolling up. Bobby had some problems out of his Camaro yesterday. Stock automatic cowboy pulls in alongside John Duzak. Gotta love the Camaro. High-winded, 302, 4-speed, original, 1967 Z28. How cool can it get? 1040 at 126. for John Duzak. 1045 at 104 for Bobby Brandon. I tell you what, if I had John Duzak's and Woody Gary's car sitting in my garage, well, you're right, Bojack, I wouldn't have to work. I'd sit at home and just look at them and drool all day long. 302 Z28, a Hemi Challenge. Man. Jerry Doty. North K, Levantino. Hey, Jerry, why don't you hike the front end of that Camaro up in here? Holy moly. Doty cruises through at the other end, 1144 to 106 miles an hour, 1202 from his Levantino at a 95 mile an hour pass. The Lupe Tortilla Intrigue comes rolling in next. Miss Sheila May, wheeling and dealing that 327 4-speed Chevy Deuce. And PB Candies, Paul, over here on the left-hand side, the Candies Family Motorsports team. Getting ready to take their new school Challenger down the track. Another quick race car. Sheila May off and running, grabbing the gearbox, working her way through that 4-speed. Meanwhile, PB says, see ya, 968 at 124 miles an hour. Sheila, 1049 at 126 at the other end of the racetrack. So Ronnie still leading the pack. Sheila makes a nice run to the other end. Dale Hultquist Hot Rod, 396. Early model, first generation Camaro comes rolling in alongside Keith Bakey's. Keith wheeling his 1999 edition. Over here on the left-hand side, Bakey's hikes the front end up. 20 on the tree, working his way to the other end of the racetrack. Boy, I tell you what, I love the new scoreboard. They are so readable. How about a 1074 to 123 for Bakey's? 1055 at 123 the speed for Mr. Hultquist. Ronnie Charnes unofficially still leading the pack at 110 under the index. Now there are some entries that we do not have tech cards on that we've got to get entered into the system yet. So everything right now very unofficial as far as stock eliminator qualifying is concerned. But working our way through round number 1 is Justin Hutto. Congratulations to Justin. Picking up NGK sponsorship not only for the Stocker, the big block Corvette, but also for the Comp Eliminator ride. Kudos to the young man. Out of Houston, pulls in alongside Eric Campolito, one of our T3 runners. Eric down here with the taxi cab, the Impala SS. Over there on the right-hand side. Justin working his way down track, 978, 135 miles an hour. Hello. 91 under the index for him. Campolito 72 under, goes to 1172 at 104 miles an hour. So good lap for Justin, putting it down in that 90 plus under range. Zealous Booth comes rolling in. LD. How's that go? The LDYT? Little damn yellow truck? Yeah, that's it. Little 4-cylinder Ranger over here on the left-hand side. Booth not yet in the system. Super Street, do need you to the lanes, please. Super Street. Need you to the lanes, please. Ellis Move, wheeling little four-cylinder Ranger. Slade Cummins, the Bossier Engineering. Corvette, Slade off the throttle, coasts across at 67. A killer speed of 102 miles an hour. Meanwhile, for Booth, 1580 at 81 miles an hour on an 84 under lap for him. At LDYT is PQ. Pretty quick. Brandon Bakey's comes rolling in now, the Oldsmobile. E-stock automatic. That even got a chuckle out of Warren. I normally don't get chuckles out of Warren. Jimmy Hidalgo, country dog there on the right-hand side. Warren normally looks at me and rolls his eyes in the back of his head. Shakes his head. That would be correct. Brandon on the left-hand side, all 455 cubic inches of Oldsmobile. 1108 at 118 miles an hour for a 61 under lap. Hidalgo. 1126 at 89 miles an hour for 73 under. David Latino on the right-hand side, Britt Cummings on the left. As the C5 Corvettes come pulling in, side by side. LS Power Plants, Bossier car on the left. The Latino and Hollingsworth Motorsports entry there on the right. Either one of them boys keeping the foot on the accelerometer all the way to the other end of the racetrack. 1028 at 98 miles an hour. 1257 on a 47 mile an hour lap for David. There's another one of the early model Pontiacs comes rolling in. Wayne Larson out of Ponchatoula. 1977 Le Mans here on the left-hand side. Looks like one of the Corvettes failed to negotiate the top end of the racetrack. Looks like Britt may need some assistance. And you can take that however you want it. But it looks like Britt may need some help down at the other end. Quit laughing, Dad. Super Street, need your lanes, please. If you're not there yet, I don't know where you are. We need you. We want to have you. Super Street. Come on down. Sportsman Motorcycle, you'll be dancing after Super Street. Super Comp, you'll fall in after the bikes. Super Stock after Super Comp. And Super Gas. Then we'll start the dance all over again. Right now on pause for a moment to retrieve an errant Corvette from the top end. Meanwhile, Wayne Larson sits and waits patiently, along with our early model Barracuda over there on the right-hand side. Another one of the Booths with the four-cylinder Pinto sitting patiently in the water box. 12-12 for Mr. Larson as he takes the Pontiac through at 109 miles an hour. The Cuda, not yet on file, goes through 12:02 at 109 miles an hour. Jack Larson out of Illinois. Mr. Booth out of Illinois. A couple of D3 competitors making their way down. Little 4-cylinder stick shift wagon. Headed to the other end of the racetrack. Believe it or not, I had one of those a long time ago. I do admit that. 1076 at 120 miles an hour for Larson. Let's see, unofficially, they've still got Jack in U stock, so 3 seconds under the index probably is not going to be your number one qualifier. No. Booth goes through 15:58. Down at the other end of the racetrack with the little Pinto. Super Street getting ready to roll in next is Stock Eliminator. Qualifying session number 1 in the books. First, we'll get our 3 qualifiers today for stock. Class eliminations come mañana. Super Street coming at us now. We're going to change the format, throw 1090s up on the scoreboard. Let everybody take aim. See what they can do. Jamie Garrison reels in. Chevy Deuce on the right-hand side. Running from right down the road, Napoleonville. This is what you would call a home track advantage for Jamie, I do believe. Camaro over on the left-hand side, not yet in the system. Camaro, and a Chevy 2. First 4 cars out in Super Street. Not trying to say anything about Camaros being a heavy influence on the 1090 category, but there's a bunch of them. $10.35 at 150. That might be a little quick, but we'll give him low ET of the round. $10.35 at $1.50 for the Camaro here on the left-hand side. $10.80 at 134 for Jamie. That's a whole lot more closer. Still not the $10.90 we were looking for. $10.35 though might be a bit much. Will Hughes out of Tyler, Texas. Jesse McKnight. The late model Camaro on the left-hand side. Hughes got the early model. First gen machine down the right-hand side. Used a lot of big block power. Goes cruising through. 1073 at 141. 1083 for McKnight at 130 miles per. Sportsman Motorcycle. Need you to the lanes now, please. Sportsman Motorcycle. To the lanes is Jimmy Denham and Billy Johnson. JD and DJ. 1017 at 110. Well, so much for low ET of the 1035. 1071 for Billy Johnson at 118 miles an hour. Jimmy Denham may want to adjust the throttle stop a little bit more than a skosh. Sportsman Motorcycle, need you to lanes, please. Super Comp, let's put you in the lanes as well. Super Comp, come on down. As Morgan Oda working her way down track, the DQ machine on the left-hand side. Donnie Torres over on the right. 1103 at 147 for Donnie. 1063, 151 for Morgan. Not quite Jimmy Denham's 1017, but hey, you know, not everybody can be low qualifier. Val Harmon comes rolling in next. Jimmy Denham says, "Shut up, Bob. I don't want to be low qualifier either." Dennis Harrelson up on the right-hand side is 69 Camaro on the right. $10.98 and 153 for Val. He's getting close. $10.77, 126 for Dennis. He gets ready to cruise on down the return road and back to the pits. Jason Hennessy coming down from the great state of Missouri. Pontiac up on the left-hand side. Jason, a strong contestant. The all Pontiac 69 GTO there on the left, and Brittany DeMore. Ground safety and equipment machine on the right-hand side. Young lady out of Oklahoma, where the wind blows across the plain. 74 Brittany and 133. 1088 for Jason. At 154 miles per. Sportsman Motorcycle and Super Comp need you to lanes, please. Super Comp to the lanes. Sportsman Motorcycle, I think we got a bunch of you already there. You guys are always ready. Guys and gals. Excuse me, Brenda K. Gary Spores Ford on the left-hand side, all 460 cubic inches of early model. Ford Fairlane over on the left-hand side. He cruises through 1083 at 148. Glenn Knapp on the right, 1080 at 144 out of his Mustang. So a pair of blue ovals making their way down track under a beautiful blue sky. It's only apropos, right? Blue ovals, blue sky. I'm telling you. I don't know who is responsible for the weather this weekend. Stefan, if this is your doing, you did good. Van Johnson left. Hayden Brown on the right. Another one of those early model Camaros. Whoa. $11.51 at 107 for Van, but there was a little something spraying out of that machine. We're going to go down track and check the left-hand side. Hayden Brown went cruising through 1084 to 136 miles an hour. But right now, got to check that left-hand lane. See if Van Johnson's Chevelle left us anything out there.
Racers, when it is time for your next race trailer, built the way you want without compromise, look no further than Vintage
Well, it
Trailers.
looks like we got a little
Troy
cleanup
Stone
down
and the
there in aisle
entire
number
Vintage team
2.
has been in the custom race car trailer
Oh, you
business
are the
for
man.
over 27 years, and for over 22 years
You are
racing
the
alongside
man. Thank
you
you, sir.
using the products they build and sell. Vintage Trailers can put you in exactly the right equipment, whether it's with living quarters, bath facilities, traditional rig, or a stacker, with over 24 designs in-house or built to your specifications. No matter what the need for you, your team, or your entire race operation, Vintage Trailers has what you need. Just look for the slime green rig at the next race to see the quality, vintage manufactured custom stacker, or check them out on the web at vintagetrailers.com. Vintage Trailers, quality by design.
Hey y'all, Emily Volkman here from Service Department Solutions to talk to you automotive dealership principals, service, and parts managers. Service Department Solutions is an automotive consulting group who can help you maximize your service and parts operations and your bottom line. We will submit a factory warranty request to your OEM for reimbursement of labor and parts markup according to your individual state statutes. We've dealt with all manufacturers and know how they will treat you. No dealership is too big or small. We handle them all. Maybe your guys need a little extra training and some new processes implemented. We've got them and can provide that extra push to help your winning team. Stop by the trailer and see us. Visit our website or call 412-651-2356. We're here for you 24/7.
Do want to remind everybody, Draw is in the house for your qualifying and your run sheets. They're in their normal location. They're at the east end of the Big Blue building here on the pit area of No Problem Raceway. Miss Sarah was up a few moments ago telling me that they've got new Draw shirts. They will have the new Division 4 shirts in Houston in a couple of weeks. So we've got the brand new draw shirts. They are available in black. The new Division 4 shirts are going to be available in gray. So if you need to add a few for your collection, I think right now I've got like 138 shirts, and my wife says that that's enough to make 17 blankets or something like that. Quilts, excuse me, t-shirt quilts. Speaking of draw, I do want to remind everybody, the Tracy Winters Memorial Golf Tournament coming up very quickly, March 11th. Wednesday the 11th, prior to the Emily Motor Oil NHRA Gator Nationals down in Gainesville. Tournament being held at the Ironwood Golf Course, which of course is very close to the track, with tee time at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday, March 11th. Individual entry is $85 per golfer, which includes entry fee into a hole-in-one and a chip shop contest. Prior to March 1, there is a discounted entry fee of $80 per golfer. 3 mulligans may be purchased for an additional $5 each, maximum of 3 per player. Well, that rules me out. I'd need at least 20. Golfers, sure, you will have a spot on the roster. The registration form should be sent prior to March 1, which is like coming up real quick, first of next week even. There's a discount for registering prior to March 1, and there's also a discount for registering for a foursome. If openings are still available, late registration will be accepted on the day of the event at the golf course. There are various sponsorship possibilities available for the tournament. If you're interested in sponsoring, be sure and talk to somebody from Draw. Sarah can fill you out, I'm sure. Door prizes and goodie bags also will be available, and donations for those are accepted as well. For detailed information, go to Draw's website, www.drawonline.org, or you can contact Rosalie Noble or Miss Sarah here at the track this weekend. I'm sure she could help you out as well. Draw, with the support of the racing community and without a corporate office or any paid employees, has paid out over $5 million in aid to racers since its inception in 1985. 948 individual racers and their families have been supported by Draw. Big tip of the cap to them. It's an all-volunteer 501c3 charity, and they do a lot of very, very good work. Certainly appreciate everything Draw has done over the years. Over $5 million to right at 950 injured racers and their families in support. Big tip of the cap to Draw. If you got a couple bucks rolling around in your pocket, swing by the Draw booth. They got a donation bucket over there, and they'll be more than happy to take anything you'd care to drop off. Cleanup still going on down in the left-hand lane. Looks like we're getting towards the end of it down there. Super Street to finish up. Sportsman Motorcycle to come up following Super Street, and Super Cup be right behind as well. And looks like cleanup just about done. Last of the equipment beginning to roll off the top end. Everybody's getting back to their places and bright smiley faces. And, well, you know that drill. Super Street drivers, if you have strayed from your car, I would suggest heading back that way. Sportsman Motorcycle and Super Comp. Again, you have been called to the lanes. Sportsman Motorcycle and Super Comp. You have been called to the lanes. The rumble of big blocks, the smell of burning rubber, and, well, a little race gas fumes. Works for me. Super Street getting back at it. Ray Dew, Mike Elkins. Gonna pick up where we left off. Ray, of course, your multi-time division champ over here on the left-hand side. His lovely bride, Sydney, coming over from League City. Big block. Third generation Nova here on the left-hand side. Comes in, obviously, out of Beach City, Texas. Got the Camaro. Because, well, there's two cars and two descriptions. 1087 at 146. 1085 for Elkins. At $142. Looked like Jimmy Denham's going to be safe and secure with his low ET of 1017 for this session. Not what Jimmy wants to hear, but it is what it is. David Boudreau and Chris Hoosers. Hoosers out of Rain, Louisiana, up on the right-hand side. Got the little Chevy Cavalier. Little mouse motored entry over there on the right-hand side. Like a little quick cleanup there on the starting line. Before David wants to pull in and stage the Mustang. And I think we've got the official thumbs up now. I like official thumbs up. So 1090 on the scoreboard. Let's see how Boudreaux does. 11:03 at 137. 1082 for Hoosiers in the Little Deuce, or Little Cavalier, I should say. Pontiac Grand Prix comes rolling in next on the right-hand side. That of Dell Hall. Another runner coming over from the Lone Star State. Second gen Camaro over here on the left-hand side. Taking a shot, looking for 1090s. 007 on the tree. Oh, if only I had the James Bond soundtrack. 1094 to 145. 1114 and a buck 45 for Dell Hall. You can work. You can. I'm sorry. Landon Neely up on the left-hand side. Landon going to the finals over at South Georgia Motorsports Park last weekend. They were out doing a little testing, and lo and behold, they found themselves all the way in the final round. 1086, 135 for Neely. 1094, 124 for the little Mustang 2. He worked his way down the right-hand side of the racetrack. Another early model Camaro comes rolling in. Chris Presley out of Longview, Texas. Brian Sandlin up on the right-hand side. Sandlin out of Baytown. He goes 007 red. How about Presley? Perfect on the tree. Zip, zip, zip. 11:05 at 134. Going to need to tighten that number up down at the other end. Starting line's looking good. Down drag number needs a little polish. 1088, 153 for Sandlin there on the right-hand side. As the early model Camaro comes rolling in next. Dylan's Clan up on the right-hand side. James Presley here on the left. James wheeling and dealing that gorgeous 57 Chevrolet. Beautimous race car. 57 goes through, 11:25 at 124. Owens on the brakes. 11:83, 94 miles an hour. You'd think he's qualifying for stock. Early as he was on the brakes. Comes your division champ, Milk Wagon. John Liebem up on the right-hand side. Wendell Shelton Chevy 2 over here on the left. Shelton out of Gilmer, Texas. Couple of very good classic hot rods. Wendell's car looks like it's been sitting for a while. Needs a rust blown out of the headers. Got it done. 11:35, 155 for Shelton. Liebem goes through 11:10 at 152. Cruising through it a buck and a half. Down at the other end of the racetrack. Cody James comes rolling in next. His gorgeous Chevy Camaro there on the right-hand side. Chase Huffman, Accelerated Graphics. Your Lucas Oil distributor here in Division 4. Your Lucas Oil rep. If you haven't signed up yet for your Lucas Oil contingency, certainly invite you. Stop by and see Chase, or his dad, over in the pit area. Get signed up. You'll be signed up for a year, a full calendar year. The Lucas Oil Contingency Program. Huffman cruises through 1068 at 150. Didn't want to take that low ET away from Jimmy Denham. 1086 at 153 for James over there on the right-hand side. It's Tony. Cruises through on the top end. Little Anglia here on the left-hand side. There's Ross 565 cubic inch Sunset Racecraft power plant underneath. Mosier axles in the back. Austin Claiborne up on the right-hand side, his first generation Camaro. Langley, just a tad quick, leaving the starting line, but that's all right. Do it now, get it out of the system. Jared goes cruising through 11:12 at 150, 10:50 at 162. Austin may need to tighten that one up a little bit down at the other end of the racetrack. Still no Jimmy Denham, but 1050's a skosh quick. How about the little gremlin? This is a street legal machine. Ken Hyde out of Copper Canyon. Won the final event of the year last year over at Thunder Valley Raceway Park in Noble, Oklahoma. Super street action, street legal, gremlin. Yep, pulls the wheels. Got the license plate on the back, currently tagged in the state of Texas. Cruises through 1084 at 132 miles an hour. And that is a sweetheart of a race car. I love Kent Heights AMC, little gremlin. Michael Hancock taking the Chevy 2. Through at the other end, he goes through 11:02. 150 miles an hour. First Burrow coming up next. The runner's out of Claude, Texas. Ford-powered Torino, they Ford-powered Panhandle Performance Dragster will be coming up here in just a little bit. In fact, I can see it already over there in the lanes. The duo out of Claude. This is Jim. That is 632 cubic inches of a whole lot of blue oval. Cruising through 1091 at 156. And the Torino hustles its way on through. Bojack, you want to dance for a while?
Yes, sir, with the
Sportsman Motorcycle. Give you a little super comp action as well. Going to turn it over to the voice of No Problem Raceway, Mr. Bojack. Always a pleasure, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Bob. Good morning to everybody else. Thank you guys for coming. Just a beautiful sunshiny day here in South Louisiana. We're getting ready to run the Sportsman Motorcycle category. Hello, spectators. Those of you who could take off today, that's great. Good to see you. Got a great weekend lined up for you. First race of the season here, NHRA Division 4 race. And we'd like to welcome NHRA and all their employees and the race cars and everybody's part of the NHRA family. Thank you guys for coming. Down south, where the weather is beautiful, at least for the next couple of days. Not supposed to cool off again until first part of next week. So the Sportsman Motorcycle category, we're going to build the platters based off of reaction times here. We call it qualifying. You'll be able to see the reaction times top end of the racetrack. So if you got your pencil and tablets, you'll be able to out-calculate the computer, so to speak. Derek Doré from Kingwood, Texas is going to be over here on the tower side. It's number 43, number 450 on the right side. Sportsman tree. So a half second in between each bulb. About 866 at 151 for Derek. And the right side, 880, 146 miles per hour. 026 reaction time in the right side is the green light. Left lane a little bit red, negative 022. Your next pair is going to be Dave Gautreaux from River Ridge, bike number 48. He's going to be on the right side. Bike number 429's over here in the left lane. Once again, we don't have all the information on some of these racers, riders. Still putting that information in the computer. Off and running, clean and green. Reaction times 021 and 022. Left lane 905 elapsed time at 146 for bike number 429. Dave Gautreaux is going to go 882 at 151 miles per hour. Dwayne Lansing from Wiley, Texas, over here on the left side of the track, takes on Ricky Kay from Humble. '92 Suzuki on the right side. Green light comes on for Ricky Kay. Not quite green for Dwayne. Ricky Kay first in stripe, 888's out the back gate, 146 miles per hour. In the left lane, 921 for Dwayne, 141 miles per hour. And Super Comp should be in the lanes. That's the category that's coming up behind the Sportsman motorcycles. As Brian Sanders and Brenda Kay get ready. He's in the right, she's in the left. Brian Sanders from Houston, Texas, bike number 426, Suzuki Hayabusa. Takes on Brenda Kay, Humble, Texas. Here's Suzuki. Green lights come on in each lane, 018 and 029 reaction times. Brian Sanders goes 823 first to the stripe, 155 miles per hour. Brenda Kay, 868 out the back gate, 151 miles per hour. John Fitzpatrick's going to be up next, bike number 53. Pre-staged. It looks like bike number 469 in the left lane. No information on this racer. Green light, red light. Left lane not quite green. Negative 022. Finished the run at 922, 141 miles per hour. For John Fitzpatrick, 001 out of the gate goes 820, 158 miles per hour. Patrick Roedo, Wichita, Kansas, in the left lane, takes on bike number 4466. Left lane first to stripe, 849 for Patrick, 155 miles per hour. The right side, 866, 152 miles per hour for bike number 4466. And that looks like that's going to conclude the two-wheel action. We'll go into the long wheelbase rear engine category of Super Comp. That's going to be the 890 cars. It's 4/10 Pro Tree as opposed to a Sportsman tree, half a second in between each bulb for the Sportsman motorcycle category. be young Lenny DeRoche from down the bayou, down around La Rose in the S10. Takes on William Cars from Lake Charles. So the majority of them's long wheelbase rear engine machines, but every once in a while we'll see a door car or a little truck, maybe an open wheeled altered in the category. 890 is the magic number here. William Cars and Lenny DeRoche. Williams in the right, Lenny's in the left. First pair of Supercomp. Time trial session here. Just getting the feel of the racetrack. Track is awesome this morning. Off and running, clean and green in both lanes. Lenny's nice and straight right out the back gate. 863. The tad too quick of the 890 category. And William Cars, how about 880? 161 miles per hour. I guess if you ask either one of these guys, they're going to say the air is good. Patrick Millett up next from Laplace in the left lane, up against 464T over on the right side. Got no information on this racer. Right. Staged up, ready to go. Trees coming down. Green lights come on. We're off and running. Reaction times displayed top end of the racetrack. Left lane will go 892 for Patrick, 168 miles per hour. 879 in the right side, 183 miles per hour coming on strong. 04 and 05 reaction times there. Patrick Callahan's going to be up next. And the right side, same color as Money Dragster from Laplace. Takes on Chuck Prejean from Burley. Prejean in the wing dragster. Callahan in the green dragster. Off and running, clean and green. Lots of zeros in the reaction time department for Callahan. He'll go 880, 158 out the back gate. Chuck Prejean, 899 with a 9 at 165 miles per hour. 022 on a Pro Tree. Stephen Hebert, Westlake in the Barracuda. The 1968 year model. Takes on Gordon Prejean, a dragster here from Burley. Number 4622 for a competition number. Okay, left lane for Prejean. 884 slips out the back door at 172. Right side may have missed a button there somewhere. The 8th mile, he was 628 and off the throttle. So maybe forgot the delay box, something there. It looks like that he was going to go a little faster than 890, so just aborted the run. Here comes John Warren and Brad Ford. John Warren from Pearland, Texas. 2011 undercover chassis. Dad Brad Cord from Crowley. He used to drive a stick car when he first started out. Playing the crazy game we call bracket racing. stage. Brad Core, John Warren. Stage up, ready to go. Trees coming down. Boat green. Brad's going to go 878 out the back gate at 178. John Warren 908 at 165. 878 in the left, 908 in the right. 04 and 06 reaction times. Just trying to put some solid numbers up there, get some data. Vernon Rowland from Blanchard, Oklahoma, in the left side. Chris Burrell from Claude, Texas, going to be over on the right side. Racers taking their time. Make sure everything's just right before they stage. Consistency is the name of the game. Roll 889 at 175. Going to be first to the stripe. Chris 886 at 184. Big mile per hour on the right side. 01 and 02 reaction times. Chase Murray from Orange, Texas, the right lane. 2003 year model dragster. The Miller chassis. Left lane 4428. No name for this racer. Like I said, I'm still putting the information in, so be patient with it. Get him in there. 103 reaction time. Display top end. Chase Murray goes 902 at 173 miles per hour. And car number 4428 goes out the back gate 893, 174 miles per hour. Michael Bailey and Jim Jones is going to be up next. Bailey from Midlothian, Texas. Jim Jones from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Staged up, ready to go. Bailey's going to be not quite green. Jim Jones, 15 reaction time. Going to go 892, 183 miles per hour. Jim Jones, 892 at 183. Michael Bailey, negative 002, goes 898 out the back gate at 177. Robert Cool up next from LaPlace, Louisiana. He's on the left side, the purple dragster. Takes on Rick Legault. Rick Legault from Kenner. Multicolored machine. Staged up. Here we go, green lights. 01 and 03 reaction time. 889, it's a tad too quick for Robert Cool, 174 miles per hour. Rick Legault, 897, 180 miles per hour. Your next pair is going to be Rick Huffman from Waxahachie, Texas. Terry Pollard from Montgomery, Texas. Terry's going to be in the left. Terry's in the right. Rick's in the left. The wing dragster. Both of them 2012 American chassis. And lots of zeros in reaction time department there for Rick Huffman. Rick Huffman, 889, 182 miles per hour. Terry Pollard, not quite green, negative 032, goes 988 out the back gate, 130 miles per hour as he lifts on the top end. Steve Payu from Plantersville, Texas. In the left lane, 4032, takes on Dan the Man, Dan Foley. Identical reaction times. Left lane first, the stripe, 867, 171. Dan Foley, it's 907, 182 miles per hour. Coy Collier up next from Benton, Louisiana. Takes on Michael Holcomb from LaPorte, Texas. Attention in the pits, we'll call Super Stock. Your first qualifying session, Super Stock. You guys go ahead and bring all of your information, bring all your gear. We'll take you in the lanes, please. Super Stock to the lanes. Boy, Collier, white green, Michael Holcomb, 017. Collier's got a problem. Got a slow one out there top end. Michael Holcomb, 887 at 179. That dragster may have lost fire. Well, he may be under his own power there. Looks like he's putt-putting across there at about 28 miles per hour. See if he can round the corner top end. So as far as information, Coy Collier is just going to find out that may need to fix a throttle cable or something of that sort, because the car is still running. Only information he's going to get is what his reaction time was, and he's not going to be proud of that. Stephen Collier is going to be up next against Cole Cummings as soon as we get the racetrack back. I'm going to go all the way to the top end. May be pitted back there, I'm not sure. Cole Cummings, Hammond, Louisiana, 2011 Phantom. And Steve Collier's 2006 Undercover chassis. Cool looking race car from Benton, Louisiana. White green at the right side. Nice reaction time for Steve Collier. Steve's going to go 892, 183 miles per hour. Cole Cummings, negative 022, will go 871, too quick on both ends. going to be Lonnie Thibodeau here from New Iberia. 32 Bantam. Jake Levatino from Laplace in the dragster. Did put a call out for Super Stock. And we'll take you in the lanes, please. Lonnie Thibodeau, 907, 136 miles per hour. Jake Levatino, 929, 174 miles per hour. Keisha Moline from Waxahachie, Texas here takes on Nicholas Brenner from Covington. And not quite green there for Nick. Negative 010 reaction time goes 877, tad too quick on both ends, 181 miles per hour. For young Keisha, how about 862, 176 miles per hour. John Brenner, Ponchatoula, 2009 American chassis on the left side. Takes on the 2018 Racecraft, Ross Larice from down the bayou. Insurance salesman enjoys the weekends drag racing. 897 there for Ross, 190 miles per hour. Comes Holden Larice. Youngster's 23 years of age. Holden's going to be in the right side. Hey, hey, nay, nay. Trinae Crisoni's going to be in the left lane. They're all neighbors. They all live in Raceland. Holden's going to knock the dust out of it. How about 910 at 188 out the back gate? Trinae Crisoni, 884 slips out the back door, 182 miles per hour. This will be Mike Green from Moore, Oklahoma. Superstock over there getting ready to make their runs. Mike Green is going to go by himself in the left lane. Nice reaction time, goes 885 at 177. Car number 46 in the left lane. No information for this racer takes on James Repka from Wiley, Texas. Repka in the 2018 Ray Allen 565 big block bow tie machine. Winding down the category here of 890. And I'm seeing the super stock cars in the lanes. So don't be late, guys. Put a call out. Super stock should be in the lanes. Ready to go. James Repka. And car number 46. Left lane 876, 175 miles per hour. And for James, how about 884 out the back door, 175 miles per hour also. 03 and 05 reaction times. I don't know if I hear anything else down there or not. Once again, as a reminder, there's going to be a Saturday and Sunday chapel service under the covered grandstand. That's the Martha Garrison grandstand area right there on the pit side. And that's going to start at 8 o'clock for both days, Saturday and Sunday. So thank you guys for the team RFC, Racers for Christ, offering up the service, 8 o'clock in the morning and 8 o'clock Sunday morning. So that does round out the category. While it's nice and quiet, let me turn the mic back over to Bob. Where you at, Bob?
Somewhere.
He's slipping up behind me here. Did you find you a pastry or find you some breakfast?
No, pastry sounds pretty good though. I have to go try.
Yeah, he likes the sound of that.
I need.
Yeah, whoever brought him the Mountain Dew, hats off to you. He was certainly worried about how he was going to make it through the day. Mike and Jane Braswell, thank you guys for thinking of Unc up here in need. That's that group with the RFC. Joey was thinking about what Bob needed and made sure and got the message across. Okay, Bob, I'm going to turn it back to you.
Well, thanks, Bojack. Super stock getting ready to roll out from alongside the tower, out of the staging lanes, and from behind my big screen. They're out there somewhere. I'm sure they are. Super stock, if you're not in the lanes, I don't know where you are, and I don't know why you're not here, because Bojack called you. You seen the schedule. The text message went out. It was broadcast over 89.5. So if you're not here, you have no one to blame. But Warren, I mean yourself. Superstock. Going to get things going. Some of our late arrivals are not going to be in the system yet because, well, they just got ticked in the lanes. JB was here yesterday. That's JB Clegg, the Mission Garage. Entry over on the right-hand side. That could be a what's known as a bad hot rod over there. Got the big R on the screen, on the back window, not on the screen. Means you could be trying to set a record run. See what he does. Brought the RPMs up. Fumigated the starting line. JB hustling down to the other end, goes 892 at 150 miles an hour. Firebird here on the left. That didn't 53 lap, but 112. 112.55 to be exact. Ernie Neal comes rolling in. Another one of our D3 competitors making the tow down from the cold, snowy North Country. And Elijah Boyd. Elijah's been at this a day or three. Elijah's picked up the win here before. Summerall, Mississippi-based runner over on the right-hand side. Got the Pontiac P5 over there on the right-hand side. Elijah, another one of those seasoned veterans. 889, 148 miles an hour, 946 at $141. Elijah Boyd could sit and tell you tales about stock and super stock racing. Yes, he could. Ernie's at 73 under. Elijah's at 70 under. JB's at 67 under. Here comes Cleve Stewart. The Hemi-Cuda on the left-hand side. Scott Gove. Dennisville, Maine. Saw his Camaro up earlier. Stock eliminator action. Here's his Mopar ride. '93 Daytona, a little 383 underneath the hood, 781 at 175 miles an hour, about 118 under the index. Scott Gove's a modified car. That should be good for number one, for at least for right now. '77 under. And an 882 at 151 miles an hour for Cleve and his Hemi-Cuda. Dick Lux, 1964 Mercury Comet 289 combination, 1185 the index. Super Stock M automatic. Mike Braswell, Mike and Jane Answering the call for my needed sustenance a little bit earlier. Wheels up launch for Dick. A couple more guys that said tell you some tales about the old days of stock and super stock. Farmer, and, well, you get the idea. 98 under for Dick Lux, goes 1087 at 112. 998 for Braswell, good mid-range number. 57 under the index at 135 miles per. Super Gas, need your lanes, please. Super Gas, need you. So RJ Sledge comes rolling in. RJ at the wheel of his GTO automatic. GT car. Another model Mustang. Little 302 underneath the hood. Brittany Blackman over on the right-hand side. Young lady out of San Antonio. Brittany goes through 1026 at 128. That's a 38 under pass. RJ's an 80 under. 1064 to $126. $64 to $126 for RJ. Another one of our Hemi cars. Teuton up on the left-hand side. Darren Christian over on the right. Darren wheeling and dealing the Cobra Jet Mustang this weekend, the 427 combo. Factory Super Stock F entry. Again, Super Stock, rolling you out of the lanes right now. Sending you down track for qualifier number 1, Super Gas. Time trial number 1, you're going to be working your way down the racetrack here momentarily as well. Right now, though, it's Joe and Darren. It's Mopar and Ford. The Penta Star and the Blue Oval. Boy, ain't nothing like the sound of an elephant growling its way down the racetrack, is there? About 114 under, 845 at 158 for Joe, 955. Darren Christian at the wheel of the Cobra Jet, 955 at 140, puts him 64 under. Something not sounding very kosher out there on Paul Candy's machine, so they're going to push him off. Meet Pete Perry. Taking some Kyles. Pontiac down to the other end of the racetrack. Perry goes cruising through, 904. That's good for 95 under the index. Yaha. Go sit number 1 at 118 under unofficially. Joe Teuton 114 under. Dick Lux at 97. Pete Perry number 4 at 95 under. Comes the Super J automatic entry. The 5 Impala over on the left-hand side. Trevor Boyd pulling up on the right-hand side. He's got the Oldsmobile, the Achiever. .1001 at 126 miles an hour for Trevor Boyd. That's good for 78 under. 1126 at 117 for the 65 Impala. Steve Kent does his burnout. Shows Steve up in his Hemi Cuda, but this is the big block Corvette. Understand from Steve that he's going to have the CUDA over in Comp Eliminator this weekend. Boy, he can run Super Stock and Comp. Gearbox didn't happy on that one. Meanwhile, Sid takes the factory GT CUDA down track, 943 at 138. And Sir Steven going to cruise on down the boulevard. Idle on down the boulevard. Would you believe coast on down the boulevard? It's Mr. Steve going to apply and light up the scoreboard at 35 seconds later. Mr. Steve clears the big end. Stan Holt. Bobby Brandon. Very couple very stalwart names here in Super Stock racing. D4 territory. Bobby Brandon up, the LS powered Firebird here on the left. Stand little 283 stick shift. GTM Chevy 2 over on the right hand side. Dan rose his way through the gearbox. Bobby Brandon gets to the other end with 39 underlaps, goes 10:30 at 128, 10:42 at $127 for Stan. So he slides in at 52 under the index. Another Super J automatic entry, this time Chuck Bellinger. Bellinger over on the left-hand side, the runner out of Taylorsville, Kentucky. Pulls in alongside Dale Hultquist. They're working the GTJ automatic. Chevrolet down the racetrack, 10-10 at 132. Wonder where Wren is, if he's got 10-10. Anyway, 10:51. 129 for Bellinger. 48 underlap for Chuck. 69 underlap for Dale. Camaro's the pair come rolling in. 427 Super D automatic for Segura. Ron Segura here on the left-hand side. Ryan Bowden over on the right. Got the factory GT late model. Copo style, 396 underneath the hood of the Camaro. Ryan goes cruising through, 916 at $147, good for 73 under. Segura's lap, a 998 at 136 miles an hour. Our Stanfield Racing Super Stock category going through session number 1 for qualifying right now. Super Gas needs you to the lanes, please. Super Gas, do need you to the lanes, please. Super Gas to the lanes, come on down. Jacob Pitt comes rolling out. Top 10 finisher in the world's point chase last year. He rolls in alongside Lloyd Wofford. He's got a pair of Mopars. Jacob Witt, 86 under lap, 9:48 at 140 miles an hour, 9:60 for Wofford. Lloyd's Index, I do believe, not exactly correct. They're showing him to be in a Hemi car. And albeit that's the Hemi car, that's not that Hemi car. Jimmy Hidalgo, Charlie Kimball. Hidalgo at the wheel of the Pontiac. Champ, reigning champ, stock eliminator. 9:76 down at the other end of the racetrack. Good 78 under lap for Hidalgo at 117. 10:56 for Mr. Kimball's Mopar ride, the Super K automatic entry. 69 under the index, cruising in at 124 miles an hour. James Cairo, right side. Factory GTJ. In an early model body style, late model drag pack engine underneath the hood. Cairo runs through 990, 108 miles an hour, 10:59 for the Camaro here on the left at 124 miles an hour. Super Gas, need you to lanes, please. Super Gas. Need you to the lanes, please. Craig Gaultier over on the right-hand side. The Stanfield Racing power plant underneath the hood of that GTF automatic. 914 by Craig at 145. 966 by Greg Stanfield. Here on the left-hand side, Gaultier goes 110 under the index. That'll throw him up into the upper echelon of qualifying. The Bayou boys. Slate on the left, Dad Larry on the right. Come rolling in. Slate's wheeling the Cavalier on the left-hand side, little GTE automatic. Dad with the B-modified Cobalt. Larry's going to run it on down, 9:01 at 116 miles an hour off the throttle, 10:21 for the Golden Child Slate, 83 mile an hour lap. Our semtech.edu entry, Brandon Bakeys. He's the Golden Child, isn't he? Isn't Brett the chosen one? $973 and $103 for the Hollingsworth Latino Cobalt. $929 for Brandon Bakeys in his Camaro, 143 miles per. Terry Emmons comes rolling in on the left-hand side. Looks like Terry has reclaimed his hot rod this weekend. 995 at 110 for Terry. Puts him 45 under. Entry there on the right-hand side, 956 at $137. Not yet in the system. Didn't see who it was. Jerry Emmons and Jeff Miller come rolling in now side by side. Superstock G automatic. Early model Camaro for Mr. Miller on the right side. Jerry Emmons, proud new papa. Over on the left, wheeling and dealing, the Lucas Oil Chevrolet Cavalier, the GTG automatic entry. Drivers standing the front end up. And a 10:03, 95 mile an hour lap for Jerry. Off the throttle. 994 at 105 off the throttle for Mr. Miller. So neither driver there legging it out to the other end for 1,320 feet. They got it down to 1,000 foot. They'll be able to extrapolate the numbers from there and figure out what they're going to do or what the car would have run on a full bore run. Super Gas, you should be in the lane. Stock Eliminator, you're going to be getting called back here momentarily. So stockers, get them ready. Right now, Super Gas. If you're not in the lanes, you're late. You're tardy. Super Gas needs you to the lanes, please. Don't forget, for 2020, Lucas Oil is back with their contingency program, posting on both the national and the divisional level. Posting for two products, the racing oil and transmission and differential lube. Program runs from 12 months, one full calendar year from the date of purchase and sign in. You can buy in, racing oil buy-in minimum of $100 purchase. Contingency pays, divisionally, nationally. Stop by and see the Huffmans at Accelerated Graphics. They're your official Division 4 Lucas Oil rep. They'll get you signed up, squared away, and taken care of. Be sure and support the folks. Lucas Oil brings you the Lucas Oil Drag Racing Series. Our event here this weekend, the regional event, kicking off the 2020 season, or kicking off the 2020 season, I should say. Yeah, 2020. Whew. Getting just a little ahead of myself. Yeah, getting our super gas cars ticked in over in the lanes and getting ready to pull them out. Like our super street cars we saw earlier and our super comp cars, they run off the index. Super street on a 1090, super comp on the 890. And our Houston Cheap Fireworks super gas contestants run on the 990 index, meaning the drivers adjust the car to run 9.90 seconds. Well, at least that's kind of the game plan. Cut a light on this end, be able to run the stripe down at the other end. You will generally find that during the course of time runs, they like to set up to be a little quick. Be down in the 988, 989, 987 range. Give themselves what's affectionately known as WAP room down at the other end of the racetrack. Be able to squeeze in down at the other end, WAP the throttle once or twice, and get the win. That's the plan. Doesn't always work that way, but that's the plan. Of course, you got to cut a light at this end of the racetrack to be in the mix down at the other end of the racetrack when we get into elimination. But right now, it's all about getting tuned up, adjusting for the conditions. And let me tell you, conditions are prime time. Haven't checked our density altitude lately. Let's see what that's showing to be at this point.